Well, welcome to MealPro Cooking Channel. My name is Chef Dan Catania, your host chef. And if you can remember the last series we did it on Sous Vide. You remember what Sous Vide is? Get your pencils out and your notes out, because I'm going to test you. Sous Vide means cooking under vacuum. That's what that means. So you're cooking this meat that we did last week under vacuum in this water bath. So this has been going about maybe 12 hours, 12 and a half hours being cooked in Sous Vide. So at this point, I'm just going to turn it off. Okay, and then I'm going to just open up my lid with the Sous Vide. And here we go, we have the Sous Vide that we vacuum sealed, and then it's going to be pulled right out of the water oven, is what I call it, right? Okay, so when I open it up, what I want to do is when I hold on to it, it doesn't spill and fall over. So I'm just going to take the juice from the tri-tip that's going to be poured into this bowl. Great broth, just from this whole piece of tri-tip. It's so awesome. I'm going to take some extra virgin olive oil over to my skillet pan. Okay, and we're going to sear this meat. So we're going to sear that meat off to get some good coloration into it. I call it the coloration. Gives it a little crispiness on the outside. Okay, and the idea for that is to get some coloration that's in the outside of the meat. It has that little crunchiness that you have when you take a bite of your beef, right? Your beef. As I mentioned before, you can use either tri-tip, you can use the tougher pieces of the meat, like top round. Once you sous vide that top round, you'll never go back to do anything else, because it's so tender after that, right? After we sous vide this beef, we get some color on it. Okay, we're going to take and put this extra virgin olive oil with basil flavoring. So at this point, I'm going to take my garlic and my onions, yellow peppers, red, and I'm going to put that into my skillet. And I'm going to stir that up. Oh man. So this is the beginning of what I'm called a Cacciatore sauce, hunter sauce, right? Okay. And just let them cook, not too long, maybe around 5-6 minutes until they get nice and tender and cooked off. I like a little bit of crunchiness on my vegetables. I don't like it to be too soggy and mushy. I like that crunch. Okay, so then I have here also olives and portobello baby mushrooms. And I'm just going to add that in there too as well. I'm going to stir that around. So this is the ingredients that are your garnish inside of your cacciatore sauce. And then I have my seasoning mix that I put together with sea salt and some fresh chopped rosemary and thyme and basil. Just going to sprinkle just a hint of that in there. So I'm going to add the hunter sauce inside. Okay, I'm just going to stir that around. And now you have the making of a Cacciatore. Oh boy, oh mamma mia, delicioso, right? And then I'm going to take my meat and cut it against the grain, okay? When it comes to cutting your meat, cutting it against the grain. So what I mean by that is when you take it and you slice it, you can see how beautiful medium rare that is. Just so tender. It's just going right through. The knife is just going right through the meat. So tender. Oh my goodness. So we're doing this for a family dinner. So the family dinner is you're putting it on a platter, and they're going to pass it around the dinner table and take the portions that they want, right? You just want some of that sauce to kind of drip down the sides of the beef. Tri-tip alla cacciatore. Delicioso. Thanks for tuning in. Come back to us again. We have some real fun things that we'll be doing. Ciao.